I'm here with Blake Beavan, the first pick of the Texas Rangers in the 2007 draft. He's an Irving High School product, and I've gotten to know Blake pretty well. I know his family, and we just finished one of our winter baseball camps. He volunteered his time to come help kids out of the goodness of his heart. Doesn't accept a penny to do it, and I know Blake well, and I think it's great that the public gets to know him because he's a wonderful guy. And you know, Blake, you could be doing anything. You know, you got a great ranch, tons of land. You know, obviously you've been very blessed because of your baseball career. You know, what is it that promotes a guy like yourself to come volunteer his time for free to come help a bunch of kids over Christmas break?
Just remember when I was little. You know, I mean, always looking up to those guys that were helping me when I was little, and people that, you know, taught me the game as far as family, you know, brothers and stuff. But always giving back is what, you know, you should do. It's the right thing to do. You just think of all the kids that are misfortunate and kids that don't have the money to play, because, you know, baseball is a very expensive sport for a lot of parents, and, you know, they have bills and that kind of stuff to pay for too. But, you know, luckily I had, you know, good support with family and supported me all the time, and you know, gave me the stuff I needed to play. And just to come out here and help kids and teach them a game of baseball and be around other people, you know, guys that have been in the big leagues and stuff like that, that's always a fun time for me.
It is. Blake does a great job working with kids, and you know, I know his parents well. I know the type of man he is, and Blake won't tell you this, but I will. I mean, he's given back a ton, and not just with his time, financially, you name it. But let's kind of segue here. Talk to me about your first year of professional baseball. I mean, I know my first year of professional baseball was an eye-opening experience, very humbling, and you know, a lot of learning experiences. Talk to me about that a little bit.
No, it was definitely humbling. Being 18, 19 years old, going to a league where it's, you know, 22, 23-year-old college guys, going to Clinton, Iowa, you know, not used to seeing cornfields, going from the big Dallas, you know, city, everything to do, not having any friends and family, you know, to be around support you like high school, every game, you know, you knew who was coming,
right.
You knew your girlfriend was sitting in the stands, stuff like that. And that stuff didn't happen, so it was almost like a different kind of motivation you had to give yourself, you know, to go out there and grind it out every day, and to know what you're doing this for, and know what the main goal is at the end of the road. But the first season was great, you know, had the ups and downs like always. You know, the first half of the season was rough, but the second half of the season I tore it up and got a lot of instruction by my pitching coaches down there, and the head pitching coach, Rick Adair. He taught me a lot, and you know, at the end of the year, I learned more than I think I've ever learned anything, you know, growing up 18, 19 years, and really taught me a lot about maturity and being professional on and off the field, you know, kind of changing your habits coming from high school.
That's awesome. Blake did a great job of talking to our kids here at camp about conditioning and work ethic and working hard. You know, kind of closing up here, if there was one thing you could really tell kids, you know, and even their parents, families, you know, who are watching this for the first time, getting to know you for the first time, maybe don't truly understand the whole progress of baseball. They may have an 8-year-old sitting in a select league, and they don't know the price you pay, or they see it, but they don't understand if it's maybe, you know, is it worth it, or, you know, just talk to them about your life experience and the sacrifices that took place through your experience with select baseball, and then obviously what it's led to. Just kind of talked about that. If you could leave the kids and families with one major key, what would you say?
I'd say just moral and family support. That's all it takes for, you know, this kind of game, as far as going to places you want to go, because you can do anything your mind sets you to it. You know, if you say you can do it, you can do it. You know, I always had people say, you know, you're not going to be a professional baseball player. You know, that's just a dream, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, I remember writing my dad a Father's Day card when I was like 9 years old, saying, you know, one day I'm going to be a professional baseball player. And I gave it to him, and, you know, just recently after I got drafted, he showed me that card, and, you know, it came true. So, I mean, a lot of hard work, a lot of motivation, family support, a lot of time invested into it. You know, baseball is a pretty much all year thing. You know, it's not like, you know, football and stuff where it's just a winter sport. But, you know, just to the kids, you know, don't ever give up on something you want. Don't ever say you can't. You know, if it's a dream, you better dream big and go for it. You know, because when you look back, when you get older in your life, you know, like my dad always said, you wish you had done stuff when you were younger, because you never know what it could have been. But, you know, just doing this whole professional baseball thing, just getting a foot in the door right now is just definitely an eye-opener to me, and getting to experience and tell people stories of the minors and bus trips and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And Dominican players, seeing the other different cultures of players, them just not growing up with anything, and you look in your locker and you got 10 gloves, 10 pairs of shoes, and they got a pair of gloves, one pair of gloves, one pair of shoes, and they're asking their other buddies that are high draft picks with money to get them stuff. So I help them out, too, just being sponsored by Reebok and stuff. It's always good to help other people out when you don't really need that stuff, when you got plenty of it. So the main thing for me was just to learn as much as I could my first year, and I learned a lot.
That's awesome. Well, Blake is a wonderful human being. He's very blessed, and he knows that. And there's no doubt what he's done is he gives back. He gives back to the community with his time, and he's been an absolute joy to be around. And once again, Blake, I want to thank you for coming out and volunteering your time to help teach these kids the game of baseball and the game of life. I mean, I think that's probably something you left with them as much as anything is, just stick with it, and you can do it. I mean, and here they are seeing a guy who grew up in Irving, Texas, went to Irving High School, and signs a huge 7-figure signing bonus with the Texas Rangers. I mean, that's a dream of kids, and I think for them to be able to come, feel, touch, talk to you, and you just be willing to do that is big time, and it speaks highly of who you are as a person, and we're grateful. So thanks so much for your time, brother. I appreciate you, man.